Hi you guys, if you want to learn how to make my easy and delicious Nutella swirled banana bread, stay tuned. So the first thing we're going to do is start off with our wet ingredients. We're adding in 3 ripe bananas, 1 stick of softened butter, 1/2 cup of sour cream, 2 eggs, and a good splash of vanilla. And we're going to mix all of those ingredients up together until everything is smooth and well combined. So once we're done with that, we're going to move on to the dry ingredients, and I'm using 1 cup of light brown sugar along with a 1.5 cups of self-rising flour and a couple dashes of salt. I love using self-rising flour when I bake because it already has the leavening agent in it, and it takes the guesswork out of how much baking soda or baking powder you need to use when you're baking. So I love using self-rising flour because it's easy. It's just an easy alternative to use when you're baking. So now we're going to go ahead and add our wet into our dry, and we're going to stir it. I'm not going to use my hand mixer for this. I wanted to just use a regular whisk because I didn't want to risk overworking my batter. So after everything is mixed well, I'm going to go ahead and take my baking dish. This is a 9 by 8.5 baking dish, and I'm just making sure that I oil every part of that baking dish because I don't want my bread to stick. Now, I do not possess a bread pan, but anytime I make banana bread, I always just use this dish to make it in. So we're going to go ahead and pour in our batter, and we're going to move on to the Nutella. Now, if you don't want to use Nutella, you can just skip this part. If you want to use chocolate chips instead, or maybe some almonds or some walnuts, you can go ahead and add that in as well. But I like to add a little Nutella into my my banana bread. Now, I did go a little ham with the Nutella, you guys. If you do use Nutella, you don't have to use a lot because you will have an issue with it kind of sinking to the bottom, and I'll show you guys what I mean. Anytime I make banana bread and I put in Nutella, I always go, I don't learn my lesson because it always kind of sinks to the bottom a little bit and sticks, but anyway, it's still going to be good. So we're going to go ahead and add our Nutella, and we're going to swirl it all nice and pretty like that, making sure we go all the way around on every side. And I'm going to pop that into my 350-degree oven for about 45 minutes. If you're using an actual bread pan, you're going to be baking your bread a little bit longer. If you're using a baking dish that's longer than my dish that I'm using here, then you're going to be baking your bread for a shorter period of time. You just have to make sure you keep an eye on it. So this is the bread once it's done. I'm just taking a knife and making sure that I'm able to get it out. Now, I did let it cool for about 30 minutes, but my son was like, "Mommy, is the bread done? Is the bread done?" He was so ready for this bread. So I ended up cutting it up before it was like completely cool. And I showed you guys where the Nutella kind of stuck to the bottom, like I stated earlier. So if you do use Nutella, you don't have to use as much as I did. I was a little bit heavy-handed, so that's why it kind of sunk to the bottom, but only the Nutella part did, not the bread part. But it still came out really, really good, like it always does. My son always asks for me to make banana bread for him. My husband actually hinted a few days ago, like, "Hey, we got some leftover bananas, can you make some banana bread?" So my family absolutely loves this dish. I hope you guys do too if you decide to give it a try. This is how I like to serve my banana bread, alongside some coffee here, and it is just so good, you guys. It's so comforting, it's so moist, and it's so delicious. I love it. This does not last long in my household, maybe a day or two max, if that, because it is so good. There's no wrong time to eat banana bread. You can eat it after dinner, and you can eat it in the morning for breakfast as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below. If you enjoyed it, make sure you give me a thumbs up. If you would love to see more videos from me in the future, make sure you are subscribed and that you hit that notification bell so you will never miss future uploads. I thank you guys for clicking on this video and watching. I love y'all, and I will see y'all on the next one. Until then, bye.